Hey guys, so just a quick warning, lots of spoilers in this podcast for Marvel movies, for Batman, for anything. And also, please stick with us here. The audio is god-awful. We recorded this on a phone, so yeah, it's really bad. But it's worth watching. We got a lot of stuff to say, so alright, thanks.
It kind of ruined it a little bit.
Wait, what's the
Riddler story?
In what?
Arkham Knight.
No, I don't care.
Okay, so Riddler captures Selena Kyle.
Right.
Do you mind?
No, I don't mind.
You don't purchase $60 games. You're Steven.
I don't have money.
Okay, even better. Sorry.
Well, like Rich Stevens, like
Rich
really
Steven.
bad, but
Poor Steven's better.
Poor Steven's
Whole
even
new-
better.
whole new level. So he has Selena Kyle, and you have to go through a lot of like really fun trials and riddles using the Batmobile and also combat. And
Okay.
The combat's really cool because you switch on and off between Selena Kyle and Batman to fight. Have you guys seen that at all?
Yeah, I've seen it, but
The combat fighting system is fantastic.
Isn't it like
you can
you
switch.
punch a couple people, then it's like switch, and
It's
punch
like
a
it
couple
says
people,
hit this
then
for a combo.
switch.
You hit it and you
Oh, yeah.
throw an enemy up in the air and you switch over to Selena Kyle and she like kicks them in the face. It's
Oh, that's
really
cool.
It's so cool, and
Yes.
everyone who's played it is like it's just a perfect.
But it's
transition.
terrifying.
You know
The,
what?
she has a collar on, and the Riddler controls it. And if you get one thing wrong, like you get a key at the end of the level, and if you choose the wrong key, he like opens up and she goes like this, and then it will deactivate, or it will beep, and then her face will go terror, and then it will zoom out and you hear an explosion, and then you have to repeat it, and it's her face just makes it terrifying. But you do 9 of them, and then you get her, and she's safe. 9 or 11, I don't know. It might be 11. No, pun intended. It's a pun now. 9/11's a pun.
Yes, it is.
But then the Riddler comes out in this awesome badass machine that doesn't really seem like a Riddler kind of machine, more like a badass tank. And then he's like, if you want to fight me, you have to get all the other riddles all scattered across the game. And then he goes away and it's like, fuck you, pussy.
You piece of shit.
See, that's basically how it was in Arkham City. You had to find all the riddles to progress through his mission, where you had to save all the people.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I did that. And
Well, thanks, Batman.
And like I was saying, the riddles in Arkham Asylum seemed reasonable. It was like, there's a Riddler trophy, how am I going to get to it? And you had to figure out how to get to it. In Arkham City, they are retarded.
They're
It's
so
like,
fucking
alright, so there's a bunch of question marks. Let's say 5 question
Oh,
marks.
I know.
They are.
And they're red, except one of them is green. And it goes, green. But they all stay red, but there's one green one cycling through all of them. And once the green one gets to this one, you have to step on it. But if you step on it too late, it turns back to red and the whole thing resets. So you do it all the way up to the last one, and then you step on it when it's red, and then you have to go all the way to the back. That's not a riddle.
That's not a riddle.
That's just
That's
irritating.
That's a bullshit. That's what it is.
I remember your question marks. I had no idea what level they were on. They could have been on the top of the building, they could have been in the building, or they could have been fucking underground.
They
I had no idea.
They put in parentheses inside building if it's inside the building. I didn't notice that at first. So I was
are you
yeah.
I spent fucking 80 hours in that game trying to find riddles.
No, because I didn't notice it at first, because it just said Riddler Trophy, and I'm like, yeah, but it's not here, game. It's not here. And then I look at the map, and it says in parentheses inside building. I'm like,
Joker's writing on the map. I mean, it's too dumb. Inside building.
Dude.
You guys need to play Tales of the Borderlands.
I want it.
Oh my
Need.
God.
It's a need.
I played the first.
Play it when it's $5 on the
No.
Steam sale.
I'll play.
No, poor Steven.
Just like Walking Dead's.
Oh
Hey,
my-
last sale they were 6 something. I have a feeling this winter sale it might be $5.
I bought
I might
The
get 'em.
Walking Dead season 1 for $12, and I didn't know anything about it, and I just heard it got Game of the Year, so I bought it and I loved it.
Yeah, that's great.
Tales of the Borderlands is my favorite Telltale game right now.
Wow.
No, second. The Wolf Among Us was.
The Wolf Among
is
Us.
really
I'm
good.
just waiting
you
for the
can't-
fucking sequel.
Oh, the thing is, I don't know how well it sold.
No.
Oh, come on.
Shut up. It's a
Don't be a
sequel.
bitch.
There has to be a sequel.
Did you see?
Don't be a dick, though.
I didn't think they would do a sequel until they posted on Twitter the ending quote of the game. See you around, Wolf, or whatever.
Yeah,
they
dude,
posted
that
that
shit
on
was
Twitter
so
about a
fucking
month
good.
ago.
There, do you guys know that whole series is based off of a
Comic
really
book?
cool comic book series?
Yeah.
It's by it's published by Vertigo.
That's why
It's-
they're part of it.
I think it's like they're like a spin-off company from DC or something like that. But
That's the third episode. You remember? Did you buy it when it first came out?
I didn't buy it when it first came out.
I did. And between the second and third episode, it took 3 months.
Yeah.
And it was bad.
Oh yeah, no,
And that's because Vertigo.
I remember that. I remember the riots that started over fucking Telltale
Yeah.
waiting 2 months.
That's what started it all.
But like they did it for 2 games though. They did
Well,
it for
Probably
Did
for
they
different
do-
reasons.
no, I know, but they did it for they had that long of a wait for Walking Dead season 2 and
Yeah.
Wolf Among Us.
Well, The Wolf Among Us was because Vertigo had a different idea. Like the main creator of the comic
Mm.
book had a different
Yeah, that's always
idea,
the
and they
problem.
kind of rewrote.
So that's recording.
Yes.
Yeah, but Richie won't do
Doesn't
anything with
look
it.
like it's recording.
Yeah, I know. It's just
It is.
recording. It's just the camera because my recording app I just downloaded is a piece of.
I would
Cock?
record up to
Dude,
5 minutes.
in-
and then
and
Like,
then
more
I
for
didn't know
DLC.
in Arkham City that Selena had a daughter.
you didn't know that.
Like, I knew that she had a daughter, but I didn't know that she
Wow,
was in
spoiler.
Arkham City.
I wasn't gonna play Arkham City because of Ethan ruining
Oh,
it.
'Cause, like-
Arkham City.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, they reference to her. Like, Selena Kyle has a daughter, and she
Yes.
becomes the Huntress.
Yes.
And then in an alternate universe,
You know,
It's-
you guys can say a whole bunch of comic book people. I probably won't get to
it's
Nod
like
your head.
Hush.
Nod your head.
I-
Hush is cool. I
Hush
didn't
is
know.
really fucking cool.
Hush is Bruce Wayne's, like, childhood best friend. But
And like they used
Got
to suck each other's
insane.
cocks all the time.
Not
he
like
was
that.
he was like crazy or
Okay.
whatever,
Fucking woo.
Well, yeah, he's
like
sucking
a
Bruce Wayne's
sociopath,
cock.
and he tried to kill his parents. But
To be
Bruce,
like Bruce
Bruce
Wayne.
Wayne's dad came and he was like a surgeon or whatever, so he saved his parents.
Yep.
So that's why his friend grew up blaming Bruce for his dad saving his parents. So basically, he just wants to ruin his life.
Wow, that's-
And then he's jealous because Bruce Wayne's parents died, and then he gets all famous. And
Mhm.
yeah, so this guy wants
Yeah.
to be Bruce Wayne really badly, and he becomes Bruce Wayne.
But yeah, in an alternate universe, the Huntress is Bruce Wayne's daughter,
Yeah.
because Selena Kyle and Bruce Wayne get married.
Which
Which I like a lot more than the whole Talia thing.
yeah,
Because honestly, fuck Talia. I don't give a
she's
shit about her.
awful.
I hate her. Like, I
In
like.
almost every portrayal.
I
of her.
honestly like the whole Selena Kyle and Bruce Wayne thing a whole lot more. Because Talia's just like, yeah, I'm the leader of these assassins, and we need an heir to the throne, so I'm gonna rape you for one.
I'm gonna. Yeah.
That's what she does.
I mean, yeah.
Did
I'm like, oh, okay.
I love you, Bruce
Did you guys remember in the
Could've
beginning of
just
The
asked.
Incredibles? In the
What?
beginning of The Incredibles, the kind of dynamic that Mr. Incredible and Mrs. Incredible, I don't remember what her super Alaska Girl.
Elastigirl.
Oh,
The
that's
kind of dynamic they have. They're
Yeah,
kinda like
that's
you need
like
to be more.
that's like Selena
that's-
Gomez.
yeah.
or-
Selena Kyle and Batman.
Fucking love
that's
that movie.
that's what they give it. Yeah, the sequel. They're coming out with it. They announced it.
But like with Talia, like, and in Arkham City, they're like, oh yes,
I'm really excited.
woman
for
that
Cars
you-
3.
oh my god.
Cars 2 is
fuck.
And
I didn't
it's-
even see
Neither
Cars
have I.
2.
Basically, it's like whenever they make a movie or a game or something, and you start out, and the main character has a girlfriend, and the main character cares about this girlfriend, but you're like, yeah, but I don't give a shit about her. 'Cause
I
I
don't.
don't know who she is.
Oh man, what's
So
what's
like,
Exactly.
and that's what it is with Batman. It's like, oh,
Stop.
Talia al Ghul is the only woman that I've ever loved, and I'm like, I don't give a shit about her.
Yeah, exactly.
But you and
Because-
Catwoman have some chemistry. Like,
Because
I
we
see
know
that.
about Catwoman, you know? Like, we've seen him and Catwoman together in more things.
Yeah.
And we know their chemistry. We don't fucking care, because Talia's character isn't established enough, first of all.
I
Well,
disagree.
she's not.
I disagree.
But like, I still think
If you're
like
like
the whole
a
Catwoman.
leader of assassins, you're definitely not a good person.
No. No.
Catwoman
No.
steals.
Yeah, Catwoman steals shit sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
she's
yeah.
definitely. Good.
She's more of a. I could see Bruce
She's
Wayne go for
she's
it.
a
Exactly. Person.
You know what? She's chaotic good.
Yes.
They're just Talia and Bruce. They're like complete opposites, and then like
She's like the
Catwoman
one night stand kind
and
of girl.
Batman, they're like made for each other. Like every time they
It
talk,
makes no sense.
and it's clear that Selena Kyle has a thing for him.
And
And they talk about it in Arkham City. Cause,
And I.
Strange, he like talks about her admiration of him, and he's like, he will never love you. I'm like, well, he should, because that other bitch, he fucking ain't really worth it to him.
The one thing I don't like about Arkham Knight is the rush that happens. It's
Dude,
like.
the rush.
Okay, if you go through the campaign of that game, you'll realize how short that game is.
Which one?
Oh,
Arkham City.
Oh,
That game
yeah.
is so short.
Oh yeah.
You guys would love Arkham Knight then, because I wasn't feeling the whole finishing the game kind of thing.
Because like whenever I play those games,
That'd be
like whenever I
me
played
too.
Arkham Asylum, I wanted to finish everything around the map before I beat the game.
Sure.
Isn't there like a protocol
Which
at
is-
the end of Arkham Knight?
Which is very
not
easy
really.
to do in Arkham
That's
Asylum.
City's protocol.
You just hold it off.
Arkham Knight's
Whereas
like
in
you beat the main
Arkham
storyline, and
City,
it's like city's still
just-
not
and
safe.
then, and then don't you have to do all the
It
side
just happens
missions,
so
and then
fast.
you get the end?
Yeah.
And you
The real
can't
ending.
do half
It's
of
annoying,
the
but cool.
like maybe a third
you have
of the
patience.
riddles. Not a third, maybe
I
like
didn't.
one
It's
fourth.
like, man, I just did all this shit.
But you can't do a bunch of them until after you've beaten the game.
Well,
And you can't finish the Deadshot mission until after you beat the game.
and this chair's uncomfortable. We should just go to the living room.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do
Make
it.
Sarah move.
Dude, Arkham Knight though
Make her
on.
move.
is so fun.
Make her move.
So fun. You guys gotta get it.
Reach, please.
I want it really bad. But I need to get the Game of the Year edition.
It's worth the wait, because the
Oh, I thought we were moving to the...
yeah,
Oh.
Richie, I'm not gonna be able to stay in this
All
chair.
Let's go.
This chair is made
wait,
for,
we might be able to make this work.
Yeah, we can.
Shut the fuck up.
If I just kind of lean back a little bit.
Lean back. Lean back.
Like, what about how they gave Joker an origin story?
Which game are we talking
Just the Arkham verse.
about?
Because they
Are
do
you
give
talking
him-
about the? Were there? I don't know anything about
What
the
origin
Batman
story
comic
are you
books.
talking
Like,
about?
do they have? I do know about them, but I don't know. Does Arkham have comic book series or?
No, it's just like the game, but they used an origin from the comic books.
Which origin?
It was the Jack Napier, whatever Napier.
Good morning, sir.
Which one? Which one? What happened?
That's the one where like he had a wife
That's recording.
who was like pregnant or something.
I never heard of that one.
Like it's official
Can.
You're right.
in like one of the
But like
continuities.
8 of them are official. You
Exactly.
Know what I mean?
But I personally prefer like whenever Joker doesn't have an origin.
Exactly. That's what I loved about.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What origin story did they give him? Because I wasn't
Okay,
aware that there
so-
was one.
So basically,
There are like 15 different origins.
Well, I'm talking about Arkham.
but like the
Okay, yeah,
actual,
sure.
they use this, and it's an actual origin story from the comic books, and his name was Jack Napier. And
Arkham doesn't do that, does it?
yeah, they do.
Okay, because in the
They
bio it said that they didn't know who it was.
Yeah, it's explained in audio logs, and they also go in like a lot of detail in Arkham Origins, which I would love to completely forget that game and decide that that wasn't the origin of Joker because, like I said, I prefer him.
Oh, they
to have one.
explain the origin in Origins?
But like,
Oh my god, that's
I
the
don't
only-
think we should count
That's
that.
the only fucking reason they called it Origins, because of Joker. Joker was such a main character
Yeah.
that they named the fucking game after him.
But like I would prefer that he doesn't have one. But
Yes.
in the Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, they use a direct quote from the show where Joker comes out and explains his. Well, he doesn't explain his origin. He lies to Harley Quinn to get her to fall in love with him, not like
Yeah.
on purpose. But in his mind, he's thinking of his true origin, and we see it in that animated episode. So there's a direct quote from that episode in Arkham Asylum. Then in Arkham City, he talks to Strange, and Strange is like, "So what's your origin?" And he's like, "Oh, okay." And he gives like a version of it. Like Strange suspects that he's still kind of lying about some things, but for the most part, he was kind of telling the truth. And it's basically that he was this guy. They didn't have a whole lot of money, and his wife was pregnant or whatever, and so he decided that he was going to like join a gang or whatever to try to get more money.
Was it
Basically,
was it gambling? Because I know the gambling shark one where he gets like something happens with like a bunch of gambling sharks and that's how he becomes Joker and they kill his wife or some shit. Is that the one?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
And
Because I know that's one.
and they make him put on like Joker was like the first Red Hood, and they
Yeah.
make him put on this Red Hood.
Yeah.
And he breaks into the place, but they kind of set him up, and Batman shows up. And then they kind of get in a fight, and he dodges him, but he trips and falls into some chemicals.
Yeah.
And it burns his skin, and he comes out as
Yeah,
the Joker,
yeah.
and it shatters his psyche.
Okay, I know that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the issue that I have with that is that it's so boring.
It really is.
For the most important, like, I mean, let's be honest, he's the most important Batman character ever.
Since
basically.
Batman.
Since Batman, literally.
And
That's not even a joke.
And, like,
literally.
Poison Ivy has a cooler story than that. Mr. Freeze has a more in-depth story than
I
that.
don't
And
like
Joker's
Mr.
just like,
Freeze.
I fell inside some chemicals and now I'm crazy.
Yeah, that's why I liked.
Like,
That's why.
no origin. Some people believe he's immortal. Some people think that he's been around forever.
Yeah.
And only
That's
now
really
has
That's
he find,
cool.
only now has he found his calling, Batman. So that's why he loves Batman so much because
That's why
like
he needs Batman.
he
'cause
brings him
Been bored
happiness
for so
in his life
in
of
his
immortality.
endless life of the version. My favorite version of Joker will always be the Dark Knight. I don't care. Like, to me, that version of the Joker is an actual masterpiece in its writing, in his dialogue, in his acting especially. I think it's an absolute masterpiece. And the thing I like about that version is he tells all of the versions of like his fucking origin story.
Mhm.
He tells like 3 different origin stories. He tells the gambling one. He tells like the his dad getting like drunk and like fucking him up, and he does another one. I forget the other one that he does.
Something
but-
about his wife, I think.
something about his wife, and I just fucking love that Joker.
Yeah, like,
That's all I have to say about that.
well, a lot of people say that like Heath Ledger's Joker was more of like an anarchist.
Yeah.
And, like he wasn't witty enough, which I see that, but it's still a great like
Portrayal.
interpretation.
Oh, yeah.
The
but like,
best.
but actually in Arkham City in the recordings where Joker's like telling him his story, and Strange is like, I think you're lying about some of that, and he's like, well, it's like I always say, if you're going to have an origin story, it might as well be multiple choice.
Yeah, that's a good fucking line though.
But like, and he tells a bunch of lies. He tells a bunch of different origin stories. Like he told Harley Quinn that his dad beat him, and that Batman was like it was unfair that Batman got to run around because he's just as crazy as us, so we should end him. And that's how she fell in love with him. But that was completely a lie.
What do you guys think of? Have you guys seen the Suicide Squad trailer?
Yeah.
You haven't?
No, I have.
Oh, you don't like
I
it?
did not.
You don't like what's his fucking name? 30 Seconds to Mars guy. What's his name?
No.
See, the fact that he's known as 30 Seconds for Mars guy
See,
is why I'm worried about this movie.
there's
I've seen an act, Mr. Nobody.
that was a good movie.
I love that movie.
But and I don't mind Jared Leto.
Okay, Jared Leto, that's his name.
But I do think I might mind Jared Leto as the Joker. And there are some theories that he might be Jason Todd.
Well,
That Jason Todd,
He
after
does
the
look pretty
experience,
young.
he became he became the new Joker. But like then they would have to explain who the actual Joker is.
Yeah.
But also in the trailers it shows that him and Harley have a pre-made relationship. Not in the trailers, but like we found
What kind
pictures
of
of them getting out of
relationship?
out of a car together.
Yeah, sure.
What kind of relationship? Are we talking boyfriend, girlfriend, or are we talking to like...
They know each other. And in the Suicide Squad Harley, like, she's broken away from Joker. But she's conflicted with her love for him, but she's kind of already, like, decided that Buddy is bad for me. Which everybody loves that. But she's done that so many times. Like, in the original comic book, she'd always leave Joker, and she went to Poison Ivy, and Poison Ivy was like, you gotta stop going back to him. And what I liked about that was that it was an accurate representation of an abusive relationship. She feels like it's her fault, so she keeps coming back and keeps forgiving him because he shows some more kindness, and then to get her to come back and help him.
I think that's kind of cheesy.
It is kind of cheesy, but it is.
Some people like cheese.
Well, like
Exactly.
that's what it is. And then in Suicide
cheese.
Squad, like, she's finally broken away. Yeah, I get that, women empowerment. But then she gets with Deadshot, who actually doesn't care about her. Who's like, basically, this, like, she's not going to better herself. She's going to another.
This all isn't going to be explained.
Who
in the
doesn't
movie,
care
though.
about it.
The movie's
And
going to be like.
I just also don't like Suicide Squad Harley at all. Just because, like, they.
You don't like baseball wielding bat?
No.
I think it's cool.
They took her origin and.
Well, her
They
origin
butt
was in
fucked
the animated series. That was her first appearance. It was in the animated series.
Yeah, and then they turned her into a comic book.
Yeah, with
Well,
the New 52, they
Yeah,
redesigned
and
her
it's
and
just
everything.
like, I don't know. I personally like the Harley where she's in the One Piece jumpsuit, and
You like
you know,
classic Harley.
yeah, she's cute.
I also
But
like that movie.
sometimes in like the show and in the comic books, like, she was obviously kind of sexual because
Yes.
she loved Joker. And sometimes she would be like, "Hey, come on, you want to rub this Harley?" But they over-sexualized her in Suicide Squad because, like, classic Harley is
Disagree.
she's a doctor.
I'll have something to
She's
say
a
after
genius
this.
doctor, and she wears the One Piece suit. And then Suicide Squad Harley, it takes away from the fact that she's brilliant, and it's just like, look at my tits.
Well, we don't know that in this version of Harley Quinn that they take away her genius because we haven't seen that much of the movie. I'm not sure in the New 52 if they still emphasize of her doctor. Actually, no.
They do
They
kind
don't. No, they don't, because I know in this origin that she is, like, one of her main points is that she's very promiscuous, you know what I mean? Like, she's sex. Like, in her origin, the way she, like, graduated college was that she had sex with a bunch of professors.
Mhm.
That's how, in, like...
That's how I'm passing college.
Me too.
And last time we talked about it, you said that you thought it was okay.
I
That
thought it's...
they're making a character that is like maybe a sex addict or whatever, and
Yeah, and that kind of gives her a method to her madness. That gives her a reason for madness. Prior to her New 52 version, I felt like her insanity was like, I was kind of confused as to why she was exactly insane. You know what I mean? But like they at least in the New 52 they give a reason for her madness. You know what I mean?
well, and then you say that, and I understand like why there should be representation for all these different kinds of people, and even sex addicts. There's nothing wrong with that. Whatever. And maybe you do want a superhero that happens to be that way. The only issue I have with it is that they were too stupid to just create a new villain, like just a new character. Instead, they took an old character, and then they were like, yeah, let's scratch all that other stuff about how she worked her way up. She worked hard because a woman doesn't have to sleep with someone to get where she is. She can do it because she's women empowerment, bitch. But now, the New 52 version is like, yeah, remember all that shit where she was actually just really smart and worked her way up to a doctor? She slept her way up, and now she's nothing but a sex toy.
Okay. It's Harley Quinn. I mean,
As much as I agree, it does kind of suck. I don't think women empowerment's the most like.
That's so sexy.
When I read the book,
Like, make another character.
I hate to say
No,
this.
but
I'm,
like,
I'm a guy. I am a guy. I don't like one suit. I don't like one suit jumpsuit Harley.
I like jumpsuit Harley. I like vest over.
I don't feel like it's
also-
1920s.
I like vest over like tiny bra with big tits. With,
I don't
like,
think they
big-
need to overdo it. I just don't think they need to go back to the like the original. I'm a child watching a cartoon show, Harley.
Yeah, I
I
think,
think that's too far.
and especially for like,
both sides of it. She needs some kind of sex appeal. It's a movie or comic book. It's life.
like, and there are other strong female characters in comic books and in everything else. You don't have to look at every single woman character in every single like piece of fiction and be like, oh, that's sexist because she has a character trait that might be promiscuous or something like that. You know what I mean? Like but there are so many other women empowered characters that not every character has to have that kind of
Like Oracle.
Right,
like
but there's,
Oracle, like
but there's also so many slutty characters that
That
they
is
don't
true.
need another one. I mean,
No,
even
that is
even in the
I'm
same
agreeing that
Batman,
revamping it's stupid.
in the same Batman storyline, you got Poison Ivy. She's known
she
for
dr-
seducing men,
exactly.
and then you
she
got
drugs people to seduce
basically,
them.
and then you
She's Bill
got
Cosby.
you have
She's Bill Cosby.
you have Selena Kyle, who wears that outfit.
Yeah,
And,
it's like, oh, every time she sees Batman, she accidentally gets her vagina in his face like every single time they meet. Whoopsie!
So it's just like
So how
Harley Quinn was was a smart character. She wasn't over sexualized. And then also the thing with her and Joker was that Joker was crazy, but he found himself feeling for her. And whenever someone hurts her, he like tortures them
Yeah.
because he sees it as he's the only one allowed to hurt her, which is still not very good.
It's still not
But
very good.
what's interesting about it is he's crazy, but she's crazy enough to
Understand
work
him
with the
and
crazy.
to work with, yeah.
But now it's not like that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I do think that the way they did it was poorly done. That she had a really cool backstory, but she couldn't have been that smart if she's gonna fall for somebody like Joker. So there's obviously something
I mean,
wrong.
I guess,
See,
like, something
everyone says that Harley's stupid,
she's
but
not
she's
stupid.
a stupid
dependent.
villain. Like everybody, because a lot of people don't know. Like I mean, like a lot of people in the universe don't know that she used to be a doctor. They don't know who she is.
Mhm.
So like she's really smart, but she's just a really bad villain. But like she's tricked Batman so many times. And one time, she captured Batman and was about to kill him
Yeah.
because she wanted to impress Joker.
Yeah.
But Joker got mad because he's the only one
Like,
allowed
yeah,
to kill
he's
him.
the only one that wants
So,
to kill him.
he-
And we don't know if that was because he's the only one that can kill him, or if he didn't even
Want him
want
to
Batman
die.
dead exactly because
Yeah.
he needs him. So, like, we
Um,
don't know exactly why
But like,
he's mad.
so he threw her out a window,
That's nice.
and it would have killed her if not for Poison Ivy.
Yeah, I remember
last
that
time
episode.
Last time she went to Poison Ivy after he did something, she like gave her some stuff, put it in her system, and it makes her like really strong, so she can survive a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and then
So she's sitting in the hospital and she's like, I'm never going back to him after this. But then she looks over and there's like a thing of flowers, and it says "Get well soon" from Mr. J or something like that. And she's like, oh my god, he does care. And then she goes back to him. Like, that was an interesting relationship. And then the new 52 is that she was a doctor in the asylum, but she decided that she wanted to get to know her patients better. So she dressed up like an inmate and started walking around and wanted to act like them. And Joker was standing in front of her, and he just turns around and kisses her on the mouth. And she's like, oh, okay. Why would he do that? I don't know. He wouldn't. And then later, like, she gets in trouble for doing this, of course, and they're like, why would you do that? She's like, oh, I'm gonna get in trouble for it? Fuck you guys. So then she goes to Joker, and she's like, hey, let's break out. So they break out, and Joker's like, fuck you guys, and pushes her in the same chemical stuff that turned him white. So now she's pale. And then that's her origin story.
There's an appeal to that
That's her
kind
thing.
of.
And I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't make any sense. Compared to like the previous story, it's just a complete flip flop.
There's an appeal to like that because it beckons back to like fucking old comic books where like they just get pushed in toxic waste and shit like that, and like it's kind of like stupid, but there's like an appeal for that. You know what I mean? I kind of like it. I think it's stupid, and that's the.
Again, I don't think it's like the 1920s.
I don't.
My dad grew up with comic books.
Although there is one thing
stupid,
that I did like, just one thing that I did like about what I saw about, not the movie, but like just Suicide Squad comic books, is that Joker gets his face cut off.
Yes, dude,
And
that
then-
Joker and the fucking
So
that's
cool.
fucking sick.
And then Harley has his face, and she ties up Deadshot and puts his face on his
Yeah.
face and starts talking to Joker. But like talking to Deadshot like he's Joker. And that is very cool because that shows that she's crazy. And like, I have to admit that's very interesting. But then the whole like relationship, like now she's in a relationship with Deadshot, but Deadshot doesn't care about her. So everybody's like, ooh, she broke away from Joker. She's not being beat by him anymore. But Deadshot does not care.
Well, it's obvious that
She's
been
just
over
pussy
Joker.
cat.
She's talking.
That's all it is. And like, in fact, there was an episode where that first happened, and he had her at gunpoint because she was on his hit list, and someone convinced him not to kill her. So he's like, fine, this is your lucky day, and he leaves. And because of that, that reminded her of like the way Joker treated her or something, and she's like snuck into his room, got naked in his bed, and it was like, let's have sex, and he was like, I.
Right.
Like, that's not. No, that's. No. Oh my god, she's not with Joker anymore. Yeah, he kind of cared about her, like, in a weird way. This guy's just.
How did we get to this spin-off conversation? We're talking about. Okay, I just want to know. Do you like Jared Leto as Joker?
Jared Leto is Joker. I don't know.
I think that was the basic question that I was getting
The-
to.
Well,
the answer is no.
first you started with Suicide Squad, so.
Yeah.
Jared Leto as Joker, it's yet to be seen.
Yeah. I feel like it's the same thought I had on Ben Affleck.
I don't know.
Like, oh, Ben Affleck, Batman? This is stupid. Wait a second. No. Ben Affleck really likes comics. Ben Affleck really knows Batman.
Ben
Ben Affleck can
is
actually
literally
do this.
But he's
Bruce
Daredevil.
Wayne.
And he's Daredevil. We forget about that.
Well, we always forget about
I don't know.
Daredevil.
I don't actually think it's going to be a
There's
good
a second.
plan.
I don't think it's
maybe
gonna
not
be
so much for Jared Leto himself. I don't really like how he sounds in the trailer personally, but it was
I
just,
like his laugh.
it was just one like
It's-
line.
Yeah,
he said.
one line.
But
that
how he
line
looks
he said,
is just so dumb.
What did he say? He's like,
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna, or no, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna hurt you really bad. I'm like,
I know,
you
but
just sound
like,
like everyone else. You just sound like every other bad guy ever.
no.
Dude, he's not. It's not going to be Joker. It's going to be very different than any
It's
other.
gonna be Jared
like,
Leto Joker, which is gonna
it's-
be white Jared Leto with green hair.
Yeah, it's gonna kind
like
of be a
like the
standard
new
villain.
Deadpool. It's gonna be Ryan Reynolds in
Oh.
a Deadpool costume.
You mean like I don't know Origins?
It's not gonna be Deadpool.
Wolverine Origins.
Okay, yeah. He was like, Wolverine Origins is such a good movie. I'm like, stop talking to me.
I liked it.
That was terrible.
I liked it.
That was the worst movie
I
I've
liked
ever
it.
seen.
Oh my God! We found one of them. We
I
found the
enjoyed it.
one.
Okay,
I enjoyed
okay,
it.
real
We
quick.
found two. What? What?
I said my
Wait,
opinion.
I-
I liked it.
Wait.
What the fuck?
Him about it.
Oh my God!
Okay. So besides from the obvious fact that
That movie
Saber
was was
Sabretooth-
garbage.
Sabretooth
Okay,
wasn't
yes,
his
they went a
brother.
little. They went a
I
little
like the
rogue.
beginning. And then
The beginning
end.
sequence
The
wasn't bad.
ending.
Like,
The ending was stupid.
the
yes.
fighting. Okay, think of it like this. This will sum up the entire movie for you. So in the end, they're like, "Oh yeah, we need to shoot him in the head and erase his memory." So he's like, "This is an adamantium bullet," and she's like, "It won't kill him." And he's like, "Yes, but his memories won't grow back." So he shoots him with the adamantium bullet. It goes in, penetrates his brain, and kills him. But then he comes back to life, and he doesn't have his memories.
Yeah.
So does that mean before he had the adamantium skeleton, that every single bullet that shot him in the head, he would just lose his memory? I mean, imagine that. You're just walking down the street, and then some thug or something, boom! Oh God, who the fuck am I? Oh,
What
like
city are you in where you're just walking down the street?
I don't know,
and
fucking
just
Boy
shot
Destroyer,
Wolverine?
baby.
he's Wolverine. He's fighting things. So
He's
every
fighting
every
things.
single fight that he gets into, if he gets shot in the head, boom, forgets everything.
And
ever.
he even gets shot in the head in one of the movies. I think it's X2. I think
He
gets
does.
shot
But,
in
I
the
mean,
head
it was
by a
just
cop.
a normal bullet, and he had his.
Exactly.
He had the adamantium, but
But
like
was it adamantium that made him lose his memory?
Listen,
No.
I'm not saying that
Also,
this movie was
in
flawless.
in the X-Men movies, they say that
I
he
like
completely
how he's like isolated from everyone at the beginning.
He
He's, like, in the
completely
laundry
loses
room.
his memory.
I like that. That whole thing was kind of
that
cool.
didn't happen either.
I agree.
Like they never took away his memories. They added new ones.
Yeah.
So that way, like he wasn't sure which memories were the right memories. That's what they did. They didn't
It-
erase them.
It wasn't perfect. The ending
was
sucked.
shit.
I liked.
Okay.
I liked the little group dynamic that they had when they start off, and it's like this kind of like roguish kind of. The feel for it wasn't like X-Men, where it's like, "Welcome to the X-Men, and we are fantastic." It's like
X.
I thought the
we all have a
Fantastic
little bit
Four
of
was fantastic.
the first one.
No,
You're joking.
just
Okay.
the group.
No. You know what? You know what I was.
Okay, did
The
anybody?
I like the road. You
Yeah.
know, we're kind of not perfect group feeling like that. Ryan Reynolds is early Deadpool, even though it didn't make any sense. Kind of Deadpool.
Oh my God, that was so bad.
Okay, but Ryan Reynolds is going to be a good Deadpool.
No, he's gonna be a good Deadpool, but like they're taking away everything Deadpool.
I don't think so.
No.
They're not having him be schizophrenic.
I think he looks pretty fucking schizo. To
No,
be
he's
honest.
not.
He's not going to be
He's not
schizophrenic
going to.
because this is a movie. You guys are comparing them to the comics, which
That
is
is,
an unfair representation
No,
of
no. Okay,
everything.
okay. Wait. So
Except
by
for
your
age.
logic, when someone wants to make a movie about something, they make the movie completely inaccurate.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Sorry it cut off there at the end, but we weren't in the perfect recording situation again. We were using a phone, so we were a little bit unprepared for that. But go check out my Twitter down in the description. Give you updates on whenever I post anything on here. Go to my Facebook. We got some funny stuff going on over there. Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.